Grumpy brought a Ford.
So just about sums it up, but bear with me, it is a panel van, so it is a little bit cool. Need a project before the next big project comes along, still a couple of weeks away from that. And also, guys, do not forget about this. It is open to all subscribers the 1st of November. Get on board, subscribe. Well, the panel van drives really nice, but it is on gas, so one of the first things we've got to do is give it a clean and get rid of the gas.
Grumpy brought a Ford. Well, let's have a look to see what we got. The fuel injection motor on gas, which will be removed. The old saying, far from good, good from far. It has the gear interior. Electric windows. I'm still trying to find the other two doors to go with those switches. And it has a full headlining. You can see where it's had a couple of the rust repairs done. Probably here you can see they've been patched up, or just, to me it looks like they've only just had a lick of paint on them. Has a roof rack, means it can carry a surfboard. From the back she's pretty standard. That headlining's grouse. Very impressed with that headlining, young Kevin Stevens. Anyway, I'll chuck it on the hoist and see how we go. Righto, look, I need another haircut already, Jesus. Let's have a look at this together. New brake rotors and wheel bearings anyway. I will do new brake pads, I don't care how much is on there. That will be done. I'll probably do, yeah, that's cracked, so inner outer tie rod ends, new sway bar rubbers. The upper lower bore joints don't look bad either. Down the back, wow, I think we have a leaking transmission seal. For 12 bucks, seriously, for 12 bucks, why wouldn't somebody change one? Prevents rust anyway. Whatever this is, I dare say that is to do with the fuel line, the vacuum on the fuel line. So I will be replacing all these hoses anyway, which I normally do on every car I do. Those shackle bushes aren't bad. Look how big that lowering plate is. And the beautiful old gas tank, gotta go. As far as rust goes, it's really, really good. So what do you reckon? Let's start pulling it apart. First thing to come off, all the gas out, get it running on petrol. Then we worry about oil leaks and we worry about everything else after that.
So I thought Holden's leaked a lot of oil, but this thing was unbelievable. It's been leaking for years. So I gave it a clean first, and I probably spent about 4 hours doing this.
What have I done? I'm gonna need a bigger toolbox. See the green tinge? Believe it or not, I've washed it. Hang on, I'll turn this light on. That Welsh plug, since I washed the oil off of it, yeah, this could be a Pandora's box of frustration. Let's see how we go.
No great drama anyway, guys, because I was going to put a full gas kit right through this car. A couple of Welsh plugs ain't going to matter, so get this gas off. So in Kevin's panel van, I put the ute section, the ute spare wheel holder in there. This one, I'm going to rebuild that box. Rebuild the box. So let's get this out. If you're pulling these tanks out, guys, don't stress too much because they have valves inside the tanks to stop them from leaking. You'll only get a little bit of hose pressure.
Pretty much day one, mechanical work on this panel van. So I do have a little bit of a parts list going on here. This is all for the transmission. Give it a service as well as the rear main seal for that. Manifold gaskets, Welsh plugs, because that Welsh plug in there is leaking. So let's start getting this all pulled apart. So pull all the gas off of this car, get rid of the whole gas system, and let's get it started on petrol. get it nice and tuned and running well, and then I'll do the front end. That inside bolt on the exhaust, I'm getting about 10 mil of turn out of it, and that is it. Somehow I've got to get up there and try and get some heat into it.
Pretty common for all cars for those bolts to be sort of like seized in, so you just got to be real careful when you're trying to get them out so you don't snap them off, or you will be in a world of hurt. So far, working on this car and stripping it, plenty of room to work, nice and easy, no stress yet.
So as you can see in here, that rocker cover gasket, somebody's just tried silicon it up because they couldn't be bothered taking that off. And this is the end result. Look at the oil just dripping everywhere. So I'll try and get that exhaust off. I'll get the top of the plenum off and that exhaust off, then we can address the rest of it. Well, I was having a good morning until this bloke turned up and pointed it straight out. I missed it. I'm just going to run across here and see if you guys can pick it. I'll go back to it. Look at the angle that spark plug's on. Let's get it out and see what's going on there.
Luckily that spark plug was only in a couple of threads, not even that. Pulled it out and I straightened it up, went in beautifully. Welsh plugs are out, so let's get this side of the engine nailed.
So there's the original Welsh plugs. I think it was this one that was leaking. Somebody shoved silicon in it. Anyway, whack these new ones in. These are metric. So if you've got Welsh plugs hanging around and you're a Holden guy, they won't fit. So when you put these in, guys, just make sure you get them just past the lip. Don't leave them sitting proud. Just get them in a bit. As you can see, you've got plenty of area for it to sit on. And they will not leak. Righto, new Welsh plugs are in.
Well, I've never pulled one of these pleniums off, and as you can see, I struggled a little bit because there was stuff connected to it that you just could not even see.
Righto, so I've got the plenium off. Now I've got access to that rocket cover gasket and get the rest of that engine cleaned through there. And then check just to make sure all these vacuum lines and hoses aren't perished and all that sort of stuff before I put it back together.
The same deal with this rocket cover. You had to fully remove a lot of things, like the accelerator cable. I think that was the kickdown cable for the transmission. Had to actually unbolt the whole lot and move it out of the way so you can get the rocket cover off. But once that rocket cover was off, I was extremely impressed.
Geez, I tell you what, she's nice and clean inside this engine. That's bloody beautiful. Look at that. So that is the rocket cover gasket. Just like a normal gasket. It's not cork, not nothing. I dare say because it's aluminium on aluminium. That's what was on this with that gasket. Will not work properly. What you need to use is this. Because this is what we use on our water pumps and all that sort of stuff when we're running the narrow thin gaskets. They never leak. So I'll chuck it on with that. Mind you, they're also hard to take off. Righto, Welsh plugs, exhaust manifold gasket, rocket cover gasket, and cleaned it all up a little bit. So I'll whack some new spark plugs in there and bolt all that up, put the air cleaner and everything back on, and that side of the engine is done. Okay, that plenium is beautiful and clean surfaces, all ready to go. Chuck it on, eh?
All pretty basic sort of stuff, guys. Anybody can do this sort of stuff, but there was a spring under there that worked with the kickdown cable, and that was a pain in the ass to get on. I mean, you couldn't even see it. But I got it done.
So now that I've done the right hand side of this engine, that's all complete. The plenum's back on. Now I get back onto getting rid of all the gas off of this car. So all the gas system's got to come off. That's one of the brackets.
the heater hoses, they all need to be changed back around to standard. Okay, she's off the hoist. So my plan now is to follow the rest of those LPG wiring in underneath the dashboard and check to make sure nothing is running to the ECU, because I have no idea what they've done with these Fords. There's probably people out there watching that actually know what's going on, but I've got no power running to the injectors whatsoever. So maybe there's something there that turns the injectors off to stop them from working while you're on gas. I don't know. Would not have a clue. So whilst that car's not on the hoist, I now need to get rid of the electric fuel pump out of this one and put a mechanical fuel pump in it. It was a little bit unreliable. I think it may have been the earth. But anyway, we got a 2,000k road trip and I want trouble-free driving. So I've just dropped the lower console, and these are all the switches and all the wires for the gas. They're running into the loom just there. So now I'm going to have to track them back, find out which one or two have been spliced into the ECU. Even Gabby couldn't figure it out. Back when I was an auto electrician, I would have had this done in 10 minutes. Righto, so I've got this one, which is actually a plug that was in amongst all this other stuff that was for the gas. For some reason, this orange one was hooked into the brake switch. So whether that's drawing power from the brake light, I don't know. And this black one is the only other one, runs across the dashboard, comes in down through here. So I'll pull this off and see what that is. Maybe that's the sender, or don't know. I'll do that. But I've pulled all the wires, so I don't know where that one runs. Might actually run to the tank. So my main goal here is I've now got power running to the injectors, but I do not have pulse. So starting with the fuse box, there's a couple of fuses in there that just keep blowing as soon as you turn the ignition on. One's for the wiper motor, which is the purple and yellow wire. That's that one there. So I've unplugged it right through the whole dashboard, and now it's turn it on, still blows fuses. Out of that fuse box, runs up into around this area here, plugs into a heap of shit, and then comes back out again. And in true Ford fashion, I've got to take the bloody dashboard out to get that going. So once I can get everything sorted out on that fuse box, well then, we'll keep going. Well, I've got nearly all the parts for this car now. They're all there, from front brakes to rear brakes, tie rod ends, inner, outers, camber bolts, you name it, transmission service kit. Now I just got to find the time to put it all together. So far I have spent $700 in parts on this car. So I dropped the dash out and hoping to see something obvious, but I couldn't. This dashboard has been out before, so I just stripped that wiring loom down a little bit, and there was a couple of wires that had been sliced in there and then cut off previously. I just rectified those, and hopefully it won't need to come out again. Well, I've just started splitting this wiring loom. I've taken this outer sheath off, and we've had quite a bit of shit going on in here. So I'm going to keep going and find out why that one is blowing out every time you put a fuse in it. Well, the dashboard's all but in. There's a couple of screws and bolts in the console to go in. Still no luck in getting this thing started. So I've had no choice but to push it down the back of the shed. So thanks for watching this episode of the XF Falcon panel van build, or whatever you want to call it. Hasn't defeated me. It's going to be put on hold for a couple of weeks, but I still need to get it done before the next project car turns up. Remember that. Don't forget to subscribe, because everybody that subscribes goes straight into that draw and you get some free tools. I'm hoping to add to those next month as well. Keep your notifications on, and let's just play it by ear and see how far we go. But there is more episodes of that shit box
going on the road. Now I know I've offended a couple of people, maybe 2 or 3 people that like Fords, but anyway, there might be 5 people that watch the episode. See you on the next one.